Thank you very much. Again, my name is Bob Thiel. I'm the Director of Government Affairs for NewCourtland. We'll be on the property of 3232 Henry Avenue, the big development you go and see there, the big tower that everybody identifies with over there. Just a couple updates besides the dog park. The Life Center, that is the healthcare center for seniors, is up and running. So far, very successful. We're seeing a lot of, it's our tenant is in there now. It used to be operated by us, but we have a tenant in there, NMH life program. Going very well. Our first phase of housing, the terrace phase, that's 49 units, and they went as fast as you possibly think. The waiting list for that first phase is already around 250 people. There's just such a good need for it. The second phase is 36 units. We're hoping to get our CO to open by the end of next month. So that'll be up and running soon. Again, we have around 290 people in that waiting list already. We're going to put 36 people in there, so it gives you a good idea how fast this stuff moves. The last part I just want to touch on, the commercial spot. Most likely, like 99% is going to be a DaVita dialysis center. We're working with them still to kind of knock out all the last issues. So they haven't started construction yet, but we're hoping to have that done hopefully by the end of summer, have them in there up and running. That's a need everywhere in the city, unfortunately, especially with the seniors we have there as well. So that's going to be open to the public. That's not going to be just a NewCourtland or an NMH project. That's going to be open to the public, so anyone can come in. The tower, we don't know what we're going to do with that yet. It's 11 stories. It's the way it's laid out, it's very odd. The columns are on so many, I think 19.5 feet center, so it's very hard to kind of make that work for the kind of tax credits we got. So we get typically our first shot at that. We did not get tax credits, so we've got to kind of revamp our process there. So we're looking at anything. If anybody has any ideas about what they think can go there, we're absolutely looking at every angle we possibly can for that. I'll leave my cards here, so if anybody has ideas, shoot me an email. Steve has all my information as well. That's all for the actual project itself. Dog park. We met, I think, right after Thanksgiving. Yes. Just kind of update everybody. And what we tried to keep it small. We had reps from East Falls Forward. We invited reps from East Falls Forward, RAH, East Falls Community Council, Abbotsford, and we had actually residents who actually live on the premises who also want to be a part of this. Just to kind of come over and go over the last plan. Steve, I think I sent you that as well. You have all that stuff, so I don't know if you put it on your website or Facebook, but yeah. So if anybody wants to take a look at it, Steve does have that information. Yeah. We're hoping to get this started in the spring sometime. We're just waiting to see if we have to get approval from streets to do sidewalk work and all this other stuff. Streets is very finicky anymore. They're trying to get private developers like us to do as much work as possible so they don't have to do it, like curb cuts and stuff like that, so they kind of hand it off to us. So we're waiting to see what we have to do with that, because there'll be a whole bunch of water mitigation and stuff like that as well. So we're hoping to have it open sometime within the spring. It's not a huge project, but it's enough that we have to move some dirt, put up fences, put up lighting, security and stuff like that. So as we get closer, we're going to actually have a committee with representatives from each of the affected civics. So if you're interested in something like that, Steve, with my contacts so far, we will let you know about that. That's it for my update. I promise Steve will be short and sweet. Does anybody have any questions at all about the development or the project or anything we're doing over there?
The dogs going to be separated by size?
Yes, there's going to be two parts. There's a small dog park for smaller dogs, and then the larger park for that. So yeah, when you come in, there's like an entryway where you get to unleash the dog, and then you'll go, I think you go to the right for the small dog park and to straight on through for the bigger dog park. And there'll be like fake logs and stuff like that on there. We're going to go with like a dirt mulch kind of base. We looked at the antimicrobial stuff, and it inflated the project cost by hundreds of thousands of dollars. So we tried to go with the most cost effective and easiest to maintain. So that's what we're doing.
Where exactly is this
Dog park?
going to be?
So it's close. It's on Henry Avenue. If you know the property, we're here. We actually own. That's a giant. Our property is a U-shape, and it go around Density. So if you're looking at the project here, NewCourtland, our Life Center's here, Density is here. It's going to be right here, closer to the bridge part. So when we heard a lot of questions about parking, there's always ample parking on Henry Avenue. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. If you find it's an issue, you probably can use that parking lot. We picture most people using it off hours, meaning before work or after work, so we think we'd be able to use that parking lot. We have about 60 cars can fit in that parking lot for the main parking lot we have in NewCourtland. So. Any other questions about?
Are there hours to it?
The original hours we talked about was dusted on, depending on the season, but we'll modify that as we go. I mean, in the summer, obviously people are going to be out there later, but like this, I don't know if a lot of people want to stand out there with their dog in 36-degree weather when the sun's going down. So we imagine it right now is dusk to dawn. So, but like I said, if there's a higher need, then we'll reevaluate as we go.
I'm curious, is there any water?
Yes, there'll be a water. We'll have a little spigot there for those things. Well, I'm a dog guy, so yeah, we took care of that as well. There'll be trash cans and bags and everything to make sure. And NewCourtland will handle the maintenance of it, but again, we'd like to get the community involved as well, take some ownership of it too. The community was the first one to call for that, so we're going to kind of ask you guys to help us out maintaining and taking care of it. So.
Is that for when somebody has a suggestion or
Yep.
an idea about what they might want to do with it?
Yeah.
Or maybe
Yep.
go to the civics and then pass it on to you?
Yep.
Is that the way to go?
Exactly. Yeah, and like I said, this committee will be made up of communities, but we'll be there as well. So if you guys have a monthly meeting or bi-weekly or an email list or whatever you guys want to do, we'll be a part of that as well. So we'll have some input and be able to listen to complaints, suggestions, criticisms, whatever. Yeah. We're a pretty open organization. I think Steve deals with us a lot. Not anybody else who deals with us, we try to be as open as transparent as possible. So, it's an odd thing these days. So. Any other questions? I will leave my cards here if anybody has any questions. I hate to run out. I live in South Philly. I got to pick up my son at 8 o'clock. So it could take me 20 minutes to get home, or it could take me 2.5 hours. So.
That's all right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
guys.
Mom. Thank you.